Hi, I'm Hannah Washburn, and my presentation today will be over the history of education in Midland beginning in 1885 to present day. The beginning of education in Midland began in 1885, but the opening of Midland Independent School District did not begin until 1907. The first schoolhouse in Midland, Texas was opened in 1885. It was a one-room schoolhouse that housed 64 students from all grades. Although later in 1983, the schoolhouse was renovated and upgraded to be a two-story brick schoolhouse. The upper level of the two-story schoolhouse was for secondary students, so middle school and high school students, and the lower level was for elementary education. There are currently 27 elementary schools in Midland, Texas. 3 of those elementary schools are magnet schools, which are schools that focus on certain subjects more so than the basics. Bowie Elementary focuses heavily on fine arts, Washington focuses a lot on math and science, and Pease Elementary focuses a lot on technology. Carver Center is another special elementary school, which is a full-time elementary school for gifted and talented students. Carver is a full-time GT school, but prior to this was a part-time campus for GT students in the gym program to be bussed over 2 to 3 times a week to be put into activities that were given through the GT program. But before any GT programs were offered, Carver Center campus was originally the Black high school for Black students in Midland. The high school eventually closed in 1968 due to the ending of segregation from the Civil Rights Act of 1964, but a lot of the history that came from the Black high school is still preserved in the elementary school today. There are original auditorium chairs, the original banner in the auditorium, a lot of original plaques that have graduating classes on it, and a lot of original pictures and posters from graduating classes of Carver High School. The 27 elementary schools house around 15,000 students in Midland Independent School District. There are also 5 junior highs in Midland, Texas. The first one to be opened is San Jacinto Junior High in 1951. San Jacinto has the largest Spanish-speaking population out of all the students and the most ESL and second language teachers and classes offered because of the large Spanish-speaking population. The most recent junior high to be opened was Young Women's Leadership Academy in 2019. This school is special because it is an all-girls school, and it is the first one offered in Midland ISD. The school's mission is to foster girls and help girls develop into careers that are not equally represented or given opportunities to girls in other public junior highs and high schools. The other 3 junior highs are Goddard Junior High, Abel Junior High, and Alamo Junior High. These 5 junior highs house around 3,000 students in MISD. There are also 4 high schools in Midland, Texas. The very first one opening in 1926 was Midland High School. Later on in 1961, Lee High School was opened. These are the 2 main high school campuses that house the most students. There is also an alternative program for students, which is Coleman High School. And there's also Early College High School, which is offered through the campus of Midland College. So students can graduate with their high school diploma and their associate's degree because they are doing high school and college classes full-time. The 2 main campuses of the high schools, Lee and Midland High, have freshman campuses that house only the freshmen because the main campuses house only 10th through 12th graders. MISD is one of the only districts to organize their campuses in this way. Midland, Texas also has a community college, which is Midland College. The college was opened in 1969 and was part of the Permian Basin Community College District, but later, 3 years later in 1972, supporters in Austin rallied for Midland College to be its own community college district, so in 1972, it did become its own district. There are over 7,000 students currently at Midland College, and Midland College offers lots of 2-year degree programs to get your associate's degree, and lots of sports and other amenities for students. There's been a lot of change throughout education in Midland, beginning with 64 students in a one-room schoolhouse in 1885 to the opening of the school district in 1907, all the way to housing over 25,000 students today in a multitude of campuses. Midland ISD and education as Midland has come a long way since its beginning in 1885.